Jonathan Taylor and Anne Goldman, who are the MCs, and you call yourselves what? Fanny and
Oscar.
It's a bit risque in itself, isn't it?
Is it?
Here in New
do
Zealand.
realise
here in New
Yes.
Zealand,
Yes.
Fanny is,
Fanny
yes.
means
a
a
little-
woman's part of anatomy, but of course
Double.
over the States it's your bottom, isn't it?
Well, or a purse, you know.
Is it?
Fanny
Fanny
pack.
pack.
So that's what I could never get over when I was watching Fran Dresser's show and the theme song, she was down on her Fanny. I thought it was so funny when I was a kid. But anyway, welcome guys.
Thank you.
Nice to have you in the studio today. Empire. This looks like a great production. You must have a lot of fun doing this, do you?
Yeah.
It's a blast.
It's so much fun.
And as we were saying off here, you guys are the MC, so you don't have to put your legs over your head and go crazy.
We let the really talented ones do the work, and we just come in between.
Yeah,
And
we just mess it up.
we just mess it up.
Make it dirty.
We bring it back to earth.
Yeah.
Fun production to be involved in.
Yes.
Love it. Yeah, it's a circus company that has a show in Las Vegas, and this is their touring one internationally. And we've started this show in New York, and we've just been going hard ever since.
Yep.
Australia, Japan,
What an
and now
experience. What a
Christchurch.
full-time job, travelling
is.
the world,
Yeah.
emceeing, telling jokes, and watching, well,
Yeah,
how would you call it?
It's
Watching interesting people do weird and wonderful things.
Yeah.
No animals, no elephants putting
no,
their
No.
legs
but
over
we
each
are
other.
the animals, I'd say.
That's right.
That's the closest.
We are the beasts of the show.
It is fun to see how the show goes off in different places and countries. You know, it is different wherever we go.
We were
Really?
just
Like,
in
how do you-
Tokyo, and that was
Yeah.
quite different
Very different.
than last night's dress rehearsal.
What, is it because they're more conservative? You've got to watch, you don't...
The
lick somebody's
taboo,
head?
yeah, the taboo thing is, but
strong.
fortunately we're gaijin, we're foreigners, so we're allowed to kind
Be a
of
bit
break the
risque.
taboo.
Well, let's get down to it. So for those who don't know what Empire is, how would you describe it? I mean, it looks slightly circus. It looks a bit of burlesque dancing as well. It looks risque. I mean, there are a lot of people that look half nude, so that's probably
Yes.
going to get the punters in already in Christchurch.
Yes, there are a lot of sexy people in underwear doing amazing things with their bodies.
Good description.
That is a great description. It'll sell out now.
Yeah.
It probably will sell
It's
out.
a menagerie of circus exotica.
God. So what are we going to actually see then? I mean, from what I've seen on the television, you've got people that go into little bubbles. You've got women
Well,
that
this
put their
is-
legs over their heads. They're very flexible, aren't they?
Well, this is a show that I don't think Christchurch has seen yet. So
No,
we're
okay.
excited to bring it. It's inside of a 700-seat Spiegel tent, and the Spiegel tent alone is one of the sexiest characters in the show. I think it's just a beautiful venue, and then what you get to see is highly skilled circus performers doing unusual, highly skilled tricks very intimately.
Yeah, and you get to be really close, too. So you're not like in a stadium where there are little teeny tiny blips on a stage.
The stage is
quite
like the
intimate.
size of this table
Yeah,
here. It's
you
like
can-
very small.
You can reach out and touch them. But you probably shouldn't. But you can reach out and touch
You
us.
can touch us.
We like
it's
that.
okay, but
Alright.
not the.
Well, give us a taste of what we can actually experience. You say you can see lots of people in their underwear doing weird and wonderful things. Can you give us a wee teaser?
Ooh.
This is your chance to be as
Three
descriptive as
girls.
possible for
Three
radio.
Three girls
Trio
in
bingo.
underwear crawling all over each other. How about that?
3 high, back
A
bends,
guy
handstand.
playing with sticks.
That's not a good
No.
description.
How about a giant metal wheel rolling around on a 9-foot stage, whirling around near your face?
A wheel.
Yes.
Right.
Several incarnations of a wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, that is an amazing act.
What, made by human bodies, I suppose? Or
Metal. Metal wheel.
well, how do they spin around?
Well, you'll have to come see it.
Really?
Yeah. It's a German wheel, but a guy from Japan is spinning around in it. And he's very skillful. And it's just amazing to see this huge contraption on this tiny stage.
You know, this looks better than Cirque du Soleil.
It is better.
Because
Thank you
I
for
mean,
saying
I
that.
mean, I get sick of that kind of yoga-sounding music, and it sort of goes
Yeah.
nowhere. And you feel like once you've seen one Cirque du Soleil performance, you've seen them all. This looks different because it looks slightly intriguing. Have you got a storyline that goes with this? I mean,
It's not a
what actually
story
happens?
so much. It's more of a celebration and like a theme on New York. That's kind of like the setting of it, but it's more just a wild night. Like it's just the audience just gets swept into this just nonstop action. So it's not so much like you got to follow this linear story about okay, what's the beginning of this, and that's where we're different from Cirque. Like anyone from Christchurch, I know Cirque has been in Canterbury before.
Yeah.
And so they would know that when they go to a Cirque show, they see the caliber is really high. We have the same caliber, but we've kind of stripped away kind of the story and
no pun intended.
And yes, and the kind of the Frenchy art aspect of it. We've kind of stripped that all away, made it really intimate and up close, and just make it very exciting. And we have a live band. Did we mention that?
Oh, that's nice.
We have a live band.
I've read some of your international reviews. All of them are fantastic. So that must be nice to see. I mean, do you, as performers yourselves, being the insecure type, do you bother reading the reviews from different countries, or have you given up with that now? Or is it interesting to see at least how some reviewers interpret the performances in the individual weird and wonderful countries? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't read any reviews in Japan because we couldn't read in Japanese. But, I mean, I definitely
Google
read...
Translate, thank you.
But
that
those
doesn't work with
translations are
Japan.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't make sense, do they?
Pretty much, I will always read the reviews.
Surprising banana in mouth jumping over Japan. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's
I'm glad you said banana in
incomprehensible.
mouth.
Well, there is some banana
There's
spitting happening. That's the only
Juggling,
high skill
juggling,
part of
mouth
the act.
juggling.
So who do you think who is this performance, who is it going to appeal to, do you think?
I think it appeals...
I think anybody that needs just a bit of time out, doesn't it?
Well, I
Who
think
wants to see
couples
something-
are going to really enjoy it because it is a sexy night out. It's a beautiful Spiegel tent. There's a bar inside. You can really feel like you're going out on a fun adventure.
Yeah, if you're trying to rekindle the flames in your long-standing marriage, probably be good for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's sexy.
It's a very fun, sexy, exciting night out.
Yeah, I think groups of people have a really good time. Hen parties, some families, not little kids, but, families coming out together, groups of friends. I mean, it really just appeals to a lot of people.
How many people are involved in this production? It must be a big deal having to travel all around the world.
It's a large,
together.
it's a large
how
production.
Many roughly?
There's like 17 performers and at least 5 or 6 touring crew members, and then a whole team come, like they fly in from Las Vegas every time we open.
And then they have to fly people in to build the tent, because the tent
Belgians.
the tent is a puzzle piece.
Does it become like a family, and do you get a chance to all go out together, or are the main performers, the ones that put their legs in the air and do weird things, are they too busy rehearsing so you two get to sort of, watch
They're
them
all
as
rehearsing right
as
now.
they're struggling?
Yeah, they're all rehearsing right now in a tent, and we get to have
You get
the
to
day
the
off.
talky stuff.
Yeah, we'll show up tonight once the audience is there.
I want to ask you both, you've both been to Christchurch before and after the earthquakes in different capacities in the comedy festivals.
Yeah, the World Buskers Festival, we've had a long relationship with Jody, the producer, and that festival.
She recently left.
That's right.
Yeah, she's a real good
did.
sort.
Yeah.
So I can ask you this question then from an impartial point of view. What are you seeing? What are coming back to Christchurch now following the earthquakes?
Yeah.
It's obviously very different. Can you lie to me and give me a sense of hope from what you're seeing, please?
Well, yeah, I mean, I always thought when that earthquake happened and like everything kind of fell down and then buildings were being pulled down, I thought this is like one of those moments in a city's history that defines it. Like I thought about the San Francisco earthquake, 1906, or the fire in Chicago. I mean, it's just a defining moment for the city. And I think because we come back with a little bit of time passing, we get to see the progress and how the city's changing. And I think, there's some really neat parts of the city that have been popping up. And I could just see people working really hard to make this city alive.
And it helps to have a city alive when people like you come here. I think
Yeah.
more and more people are engaged in the performing arts sector now because they need an escapism away from their insurance or earthquake-related issues. So it's nice to go out and see naked people, I suppose.
Yeah.
The most different that I felt was the first time we came right after the big earthquake here, and we could feel how appreciative the audience was. Like they just were like, "Thank you for coming here and entertaining us. We need a distraction," and
we still need that distraction.
you still need. Well, everyone needs a
Everybody
distraction
does, yeah.
in any place on the planet
That's
from
why
your
there's
daily grind.
entertainment. That's why we
That's
have
why
a
we have a
job.
job. Yeah.